So in the meantime, I'm going to attach my transports to this, and we're just going to go and raid all of this. Basically anything in range is going to get raided. You're not. Jamaica, 1, 2. No, 1, 2. We can actually get all the way down to here. New World Diamonds. Diamonds, a type of stone so durable it cannot easily be polished, save from using its own dust, has long been in the care of the most precious stones. Most rare of the most precious stones. For centuries, India has been the only known source of diamonds in the entire world, and even there it's only found in a few well-guarded mining regions. With the discovery of large quantities of diamonds in inland South America, however, diamonds have become something not only for kings and princes, but also for rich magnates, burghers, and other connoisseurs of jewellery. Price of gems goes down. That's very unfortunate for places like Sri Lanka. Raiding, raiding, raiding. We are going raiding. Successful raid of treasure fleet. Oh, Portuguese Peru passes through the Caribbean, apparently. And we stole 1.9 ducat, so maybe... I was going to say it was worth privateering the Caribbean, but actually it's not. We are not privateers. It would, however, be worth privateering Sevilla. If only we could devise a way of reaching it. So we have a port over there. Who's Scotland at war with? Britain. Oh, right. Yes. Because Scotland owns all of this. I was going to say, is Britain really just not leaving Scotland alone? 1, 2... 1, 2. We can't reach this bit, but we can reach this bit. And then the whole of the rest of the Caribbean. Now, this is going to be the interesting thing, is I don't know if my march is still raiding. Judging by the amount of targets available, I'm going to say no. I don't. Well, actually, they have no ships. They can't raid. I don't know why Tortuga's not building ships. They have the money for it. They are a pirate republic still. I mean, in a way, this is good, because it's allowing me to raid more. But in a way it's also bad, so 1, 2, so yeah. New Providence is reaching all of this stuff. Couldn't reach this bit though. 1, 2, they can reach both of those. But nothing inland, or nothing in the Gulf of Mexico. Just double checking the effectiveness. Yeah, we're good. We came from down here. 32 ducats. Uh, 34. And the heavy ships... Oh no, that was the early Carrack, never mind. Still need to do a couple of upgrades, and in fact my frigates need to be upgraded, don't they? Or have they already been done? They may already have been done. Another trade idea available, but at this point it may not be worth doing. Oh, I could raid this still. New Providence hasn't been doing their job. I'm okay with this. Oh, and of course I can raid New Providence itself. Yoink. I can get up to there, but that's already been done. Alright, let's head back to Jamaica. Let's make sure that we've upgraded the ships that we want to upgrade. We have quite a lot more money to play with at this juncture. We're going to want to put a fort here eventually. And also, the fact that I own a province here means that the natives are going to start teching up now, so we do need to be somewhat careful about that. Future wars against them are not going to be as easy. Right, let's make sure you're upgraded. And I'll let you repair a bit for now. And then the two transports... Actually, hang on. Group. Split. Let's keep the pirate name to the pirates, shall we? Okay, so you have been upgraded. I don't need all the guns protecting against... Why can I raid this? Huh, missed it apparently. You go there, And then stop. I'm going to get the heavies and we'll send them home so I don't need to pay for them. Now I need to decide what I want to protect trade against. Am I just going to be protecting trade or am I going to be pushing trade in from somewhere? Like Mexico is quite valuable. I'd kind of like to control as much of that as possible. We also need to think about where we want to go next in terms of wars. We could try and get control of a bit of Florida, although it's not trade regions. What would actually be really nice is Puerto Rico and Barney and Curacao. Because we wanted to have as much control over the Caribbean trade while controlling as little of the Caribbean as possible so we can get the most out of our Merchant Republic bonus. Raiding pirate republics like myself, dick move. Well, they've done it to me, so there. They did it first. We are only 6 years away from another technology. I think 6 years is just okay, so we're going to get the trade range. Now, I wonder... That allows me to reach the Amazon, which we already had. Allows me to reach Mexico and Panama. No, Panama we already had. Mexico we didn't. Do we have any free merchants? No. Right, who's currently getting me the least? Rio Grande. So the Rio Grande is going to be transferring from here instead. That would be Henry Hawkins, which I think was the protagonist in Treasure Island, wasn't it? Right, let's group you guys together. So you are all war galleons now. So our war fleet is actually fairly hefty. Another thing which I am tempted to try to do is a trade war against somebody. Unfortunately, they need to have at least 20% trade power. And the only ones that have that is Aragon and Portugal. What are their navies like, I wonder? Well, Aragon's navy is probably going to be ridiculous. Well, actually, it's mostly galleys. But it's still a lot of ships. That's 220 ships versus my 25 or something. And then Portugal, 55. See, that's more doable. 10 heavies, 29 light, 16 transports. I would quite like to steal some of those. Plus, I would like to take them out in a trade war. This will drag in all of their minions too. Although that would leave me on a truce with Carabas, which is not necessarily what I want. I think I need to get a war against Carabas going. 36 ships. So only 2 of them are heavies. And that's a lot of light ships and a lot of transports we can steal. Unfortunately, it won't be a trade war, it'll be something else. Yeah, we don't even have a claim on them. Alright, let's start fabricating on Carabas. And we'll do that. Now, do I want to upgrade you guys? That seems like a lot of money for not much gain. And we've almost finished our castles. Jim Hawking was the main character in Treasure Island. I knew Hawking. And I have too few rivals. Louisiana, Mexico, and Castile. Carabas, it's got to be. I fully intend to provoke you more than a little bit. Oh, that means I can do a humiliation war. I don't need to fabricate anymore. And humiliation will A, allow me to get power projection, which is super helpful, because I have very low power projection. It'll get me prestige, and it'll get me money. Mission fulfilled, an old fort. Before conquering all of the Caribbean, we must secure our position and build a fort that shall stand long after we rest in Davy Jones's locker. Gain permanent claims on West and East Cuba. Well, there's that too. But I don't actually want Cuba, so that's kind of annoying. There's a place in Florida called Saratoga. Not on the map, there isn't. And yes, if that did actually exist on the map, then I totally would go after it, because I need to take Saratoga! That's a modern place. I think there's one in California as well, actually. You said California, Florida, but I think it is actually one in California. Double check that. That rings a bell. Oh, it's Sarasota. Key Beach. Why does Saratoga's ring a bell? Whenever I look for Saratoga, it comes up with Sarasota. So I guess there isn't. What am I thinking of? Alright. Because I used to live in California. And that name definitely rings a bell. So let me just have a look. San Jose. What areas are around San Jose that I could be thinking of? There is a Saratoga. It's just outside of San Jose. So I'm not going crazy. It does exist. CB against Carabas and Majorca. So with that, we can just declare war on the Carabas now, if we wanted to. We do have rather short manpower, and we're currently drilling in Havana. How many soldiers do they have? That's probably actually a bigger question. They are 1 mil tech behind us, but we don't really have anything military which counters them. Okay, trade depots. Those we definitely want. Now I think we can go to speed 4. I feel really nervous leaving you in Havana, because that can just be attacked. So we're going to jump you on the ships and we're going to send you back over to Jamaica, which is a nice, friendly island. Oh yeah, we have loans. Let's repay those. Debt-free. Right, and you guys aren't doing anything now. Are you able to privateer Sevilla? No. Caribbean, Amazonas, Panama, Mexico, Mississippi, Rio Grande, and Chesapeake. I wonder, how can I get closer to Sevilla? Well, it would require a war with Portugal. I'd need to take Madeira. Madeira would make a really good pirate base, actually. It's a nice island, it's in a pretty good location, it would allow me to access Sevilla, maybe even Genoa, although that's a bit further away. Or, I was going to say we could pick a fight with Aragon, but we really don't want to, especially not for a Caribbean, Mediterranean island. Earlier I was calling the Caribbean the Mediterranean, now I'm calling the Mediterranean the Caribbean. And can I increase my army size? I could, but that's going to also require my fleet to grow. Is that a problem? Shouldn't be. Naval Reformer died. Right. You guys just protect trade. I'm going to say still in the Caribbean, because we only actually control 18% of this. Most of the money is still being pushed out and elsewhere. That helps. I mean, the other thing is we could build more frigates. That's probably a good investment. Yeah, let's do that. It's my mind telling me to play CK2. Uh-huh. Right, so the next institution is going to be Enlightenment, which requires universities. So we will want to get those up and running sometime soon. Also, Portuguese Mexico has already got manufactories done. As has the Caribbean, actually. Well, actually, we've almost got it. Sweet. Tlaxcala, Aztec, and Yucatan. So the wars over Mexico continue. I mean, that is actually the other thing we could do, is we could try to go... Oh, that's Castile. Well, that's a bit irritating. They took that one gold mine. Is we could go after, say, Tlaxcala, because they are now next door to us, and then we can go after the Aztecs. That's actually probably a good move. Because I really want this central gold mine area. Although... No, I still want the gold mines. The reason I was going although is if we did manage to get a pirate haven off the coast of Sevilla, we could just intercept all the treasure fleets coming in. But I don't think there's going to be anything stopping treasure fleets forming and going from Mexico to the Caribbean. So then I'll get the treasure fleet money, all of it, because they're my fleets, and also the gold mine income. And all the trade income. Not from the gold mines, but from just general trade. So yeah, we basically just need to control kind of this interior part of Mexico. Just have a bunch of pirate strongholds in the middle of Mexico. Are there any events about Woody's Rogers? Not that I've seen. I've actually been a little disappointed by the events for the Pirate Republics, because I don't think there have been any, except for the formation event. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to have them. Really want to see me do an Aztec or Inca game. Doomed World, you want to see me do every game. Which is good, don't get me wrong. The other option, of course, is to go for New Providence and turn them into a march. I'm really disappointed by the fact that Tortuga has just not built any ships. They really must just think that they can't afford it. Oh, I could send them officers, which will cost me a little bit of money, but increase their morale and discipline hugely. Yeah, we want to do that. Also, their religion, still Protestant. I can no longer enforce it, apparently. They've switched to Reformed. Oh. Well, okay then. Oh, but Protestant... Right, they still have religious zeal there. Gotcha. Well, in that case, yeah, I am going to build spy network on Providence. And I think I'm also going to do a spy network on Tlaxcala. Ooh, another question. Where are the centers of trade? So Mexico is a center of trade, so we definitely want to get that. In fact, we kind of want to get all three of these. Who's this owned by? Oh, that's Tlapanek, rather. Unfortunately, Castile have now just blocked me from going south, which is very rude of them. Another election. We are still on 77 Republican tradition. You're getting to 53, but this will mean that we have 666 ruler. Boom. Gotta love republics. Good harvest. 1656 was considered a particularly good year for Port Royal due to the good harvest generating higher incomes than before. I'll take the admin power, actually. Right now, I don't need the money. Oh, and you guys have finished your buildings. Good. So what's next? We could upgrade your forts, but I don't think that's really necessary. Actually, Havana's fort could probably do it. Jamaica doesn't need it. Wait, Havana doesn't have a workshop? Havana doesn't have a workshop. Could have sworn I built a workshop here. Alright, let's build a workshop for Havana. And then, yes, I think I will upgrade the forts. How are we doing in terms of fully maintained forts, plus 0.69? I think that's only because they're old. Because they are only level 2s rather than level 4s. Okay, we are starting to get a couple of light ships built. Which can all contribute to protecting the trade, which is so vital to us. They can also raid coasts. Which they can't reach. How did this not get raided? Alright, heavies. And transports. You guys group together for a second. I need you to go privateering in the Caribbean. In the end of the month, I need you to go and raid their coasts. There really needs to be a map mode or something saying these are the coasts you can raid. Alright, let's select the war galleons again. And send them home. Mothball them. And then you guys can go and protect trade in the Caribbean. Where my share is going up and up and up. And we've got rebels. Yay. Nope, they left again. They're like, no, we're not staying here. It is a silly place. Right, Tortuga's built a ship. Go patrol the Caribbean. Maybe a state base, because to be fair, you got pirate republics much earlier than real life. Henry Avery isn't even born yet, I think. I think it's supposed to be between 16 and 1700. Admittedly, we got it really close to the 1600s. Oh no, it must be between 16 and 1800. Maybe. I'm sure there's a date thing. There isn't a date, but I think there is a date for the Golden Age of Piracy, which must be 1600 or later. Because just thinking about it, there were definitely pirates in the 1700s. Ooh, more discoveries. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Kamchatka, Sakhalin, and Kuril Islands. That's over here. Thank you, Japan playthrough, for teaching me this geography. Jolly good. Castile grow again? They did, didn't they? Alright, so New Providence is now attackable. And I think no, it's not. I don't border them. Never mind. However, we are still waiting for you to finish. Trade. We're getting fairly close to the next level, so I don't think we want to do that. Also, it just occurred to me we probably do want to save money so that we can embrace manufacturing when it becomes available to us. And that should be soon. What was I just saying? So Quiche may not actually want to defend them. Oh, they also have Mixtec, Huasec, Otomi. Okay, that's actually a whole different matter. So Quiche is pretty big. We could land troops adjacent to them. In fact, Belize would be a very good staging ground because it is fortified. We do need to get a fort here before we do anything though, so no, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Carabas have rivaled me back, so now I need to be careful of a Carabas attack. And they could quite easily take Havana. Well, depending on where the troops are actually. That's a good question. Where are their troops? Let's do a little fact-finding mission. So there's 11,000 over there. There's none over here. They have 25,000 total. Ah, 11,000. That's 22, so they have a couple somewhere else. But those are stuck on an island, so we don't need to worry too much about them. So we effectively are just going to need to fight the 11,000 in the Caribbean. I mean in Cuba. Which is doable. Especially once these guys are drilled up. And in fact, we are drilling the artillery now, which I wasn't doing before. Which is good, because artillery rarely get damaged unless you do something really silly. So their drill lasts. And now we can embrace many factories for only 25 ducats, seeing as my two major population centres have embraced it. Right, Belize has been cored. I can make a state. I don't think I want to do that. We could reform them, though. Not yet. Not yet. You have to be in a state, so we will state you then. Oh, alright then, if you insist. And we're also going to give you the local trade power edict. And we're going to upgrade your natural harbour to a centre of trade, Entrepot. And my control of Mexican money should be up quite a bit. Japan has 9%. What? Well, I guess Mexico feeds into Japan. I'm just surprised. I own 10%. I have more than anyone else. Yes, I am the number one. Number one. But we really do need to go after this central area before Spain does. Fort. That's what I was going to build here. Now I don't have the money, of course. Duh. Right, heavies. Let's just mothball you. Popular enthusiasm for the Navy diminishes straight after I mothball them. I wonder if there's a correlation. To be honest, our people do not feel our navy is so grand anymore. In fact, they just plain don't like it. Press gangs are finding it even harder than usual, and even requiring basic materials is a struggle. So we gain naval maintenance or we lose 50 ducats. That's for 10 years, but my naval... Yeah, it could actually go up a fair bit. I think that this will save us more in the long term, especially if we're in wars. Which I definitely intend to be. Let's get back into trade. Ah, and look at this, we're now making positive fervour as well. Because my prestige is now no longer so terrible. Am I Scandinavian? No, I'm Dutch. Is there a Francis Drake event for Britannia? Or Britain? I don't know. Like I said, I've been a little bit disappointed by the number of events that I've seen as the pirates. I don't remember seeing any with New Providence either, but I definitely didn't survive as long with them. Alright, Carabas. Glasgow only has the 2 heavy, so I'm still really scared of the major powers. Great Britain's lost their trade league, oh no! Oh, that's still the city of Perth. I was like, have they reduced that to Scotland and given this to somebody else? Scottish Britain. Oh, Scotland's moved their capital over here. This is actual Scotland now. That took me a minute to click there. I was like,